Hi, I'm Pip Oxlade. I'm Lady Rainbow Heart, and this is Geoffrey Morell.
Good afternoon.
And we would love to promote the Clendinning technique of medical intuition and psychic surgery, and the workshops that Geoffrey, who is the founder of the Clendinning technique and teacher of, and I am a teacher of, and to encourage everyone to take up dowsing, medical intuition, and using it more in their family life and also professional lives.
Right, when I first introduced them and taken a seat, and while they're about to fill in their form of who they are and what they are, and it's for my benefit, not for any commercial benefit, I inquire of them, what is their goal? What is their goal that they can complete within a certain period of time, like 3 months, which has nothing to do with health? And everybody should have a goal. That means old and young. And for some of the older ones, or even the younger ones, say if you haven't got a goal, you may as well be in a box of long screws. So we can laugh at that, but there's seriousness in the matter of having a goal.
We have our demo model here today, and we're going to be just illustrating a few points of the technique so that you can actually understand what you can expect when you come on our workshop. But firstly, Geoffrey's written a book, and it's called The Healer, and it's available on his website, which is theclendinningtechnique.org. And we use the Louise L. Hay book a lot for reference with the affirmations. So the first part of the process is to clear any negativity from the aura. So Geoffrey's going to be demonstrating how that's done.
All right. So in the first instance, the people are laying on the table, and I like to tune into them that I am about to do something that is going to help them. All right. So first of all, I can feel, if I can feel a negative aura, if I cannot, and when I've got tension on my hands, it's the same as we can't touch those with tension, then I know it's starting way out here. So I pull all this stuff away, and I move through this whole area of the leg, one leg, and do that. Sometimes your hands get sticky, and then you pull all this way and discard it at the same time with tension in your hands, and go back and good that again. Then I'd start on the next leg and then the arms, etc.
And so we'd work up the whole of the body, and we do the back first, and then we'd clear the aura from the front.
In regard to my hand is a dowsing instrument. See, and as I saw on a man who visited my farm years ago, when his hands shook, that meant a yes. If it didn't shake, it was a no. And so it's the same as any pendulum. It swings backwards and forwards, around and around. It always signifies something.
So if I may just show, so if you hold a pendulum which has been cleansed and you're grounded and centered over your hand, it will pick up the energy of the chakra, basically, the energy center in your hand. You can see it's moving of its own accord. But if I now ask it to show me a yes, it's moving in a circle, and if I ask it to show me a no, then it's going backwards and forwards. Now this can differ depending on the person, and it could be a crystal on the end of a chain, it could be a piece of wood, it could be a cork and a bit of cotton.
All right, fine. So therefore, here I am inquiring, does my client or my patient that's on the table have any extra entities attached to them? Entities, it can be somebody who has passed over, has died, and we've never released their spirit. Very important to do so. Or somebody may have put a curse on a particular individual. Right, so I'm asking here, in tune with so-and-so, yes, is it there? Has he got any? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My hand will shake. It'll indicate that there is an indication there. All right, and then I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, therefore, with there agreement, then I'll start from the feet and ask for that entity or spirit to leave the body and go out through the crown chakra into the light and never return. For some, when there is a removal, there's a feeling almost as though there's an umbrella being lifted off to them, and they feel quite different when they come off the table. And in audience, and watching the people or inquiring of them later on, say, look, I feel so different, I feel lighter. Or some would say as they're going out the door, finally, I feel as though I'm walking on a cushion of air. I feel so different. And that makes the healer feel most grateful for the power that's come through him or her in order to improve the life of the person, the patient.
Absolutely. And often people will feel that they've had a sudden backache or neck ache occur. You know, they'll feel drained of energy and they'll feel low in themselves or maybe even depressed. And so just having the negativity from the aura cleared, and if they've got any negative entities attached, them gone, they will feel, like Jeffrey says, light and bright and clear thinking and happier.
Then, following the clearance of the aura and so on, then we check out to see all the particular parts of the body. And there again, we can use the pendulum or the divining hands to ascertain which part of the body are being affected by imperfections. Having done the clear of the aura, now we check out for each individual limb, the two legs, the arms, and we come up over the torso, and then in this particular case we move us right through here to the liver. And here's an issue in the liver. My goodness me, there's something here in regard to the liver. So we can apply some energy into this area, but in this case we'll listen to what the psychosomatics is.
So from the Heal Your Body book by Louise L. Hay, whilst Jeffrey's working on the liver, we read out the seat. It's the seat of anger and primitive emotions, the liver. And so the affirmation is, love and peace and joy are what I need.
Very important.
So we usually get the person to read back what we've said to them so that that energy goes to that organ, and then emotionally can start the healing process from the mind, the body and the soul as well. So we do have a check sheet, and so as you can see, Jeffrey's working on the liver here, but we work through from the legs, knees, whilst the person's lying on the front, up through the digestive system and the urinary system, right up to the head. And then on the other side, we've come up the legs, as Jeffrey has said, and then we work around the torso and the arms and up to the head, and then we do a nutritional assessment too. For many people who come on our workshop, we teach them how to use a pendulum. Most people do know how to use pendulums, and so we would ask it to show us what the energy looks like. And so I tend to use this hand as a scanner, and then I look to where the energy's showing that there's a depletion. So pendulums are tools, and so it's just showing that the digestive system is just a little bit off here. So Jeffrey has perfected his craft. He just uses his hand as a pendulum.
That's right. And remember, all the way through, this was not as though I'd learnt this technique other than through meditation. And that's why I put so much tract in the fact it can all work because we're using God's energy or the universal energy that's around us. Right? In this case, I found in the stomach area, they're not chewing the food properly, but they could well do with having some sauerkraut to help in the digestive process.
when Jeffrey was talking about clearing the negative aura, you know, it can be as simple as walking around a supermarket, and it might be that someone is angry as they pass you, and if you are in an open energetic space, you then vacuum up their issues into you, and you come home feeling irritated or a little bit low, wondering what's gone on. And it might be that you could be living in a household where there's disarray, and you're picking up on other people's stuff. So our technique doesn't only work on the human body, it works on animals, it works on the environment, yes, and on the land as well.
Having given all the healing energies to the patient or client, I'd always like to say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, so-and-so's God. May the healings be continued and be completed, and that person be able to walk tall, put their shoulders back, and create the joy of living for themselves and others. And then I ask for it to be recharged with a blue light for my own self, after which I invite them off the table and invite them to have a hug. Never assume to have a hug, but always ask, would you like one? And a hug is straight up and down like this, and take a deep breath, no patter, patter, patter. Give you a hug, give you a deep breath, take a deep breath, let it all out, good, so lovely. And I send them on their way. It's a wonderful ending to a session, which can be anything up to an hour at least, or much more. I always allow 2 hours, just in case there's needed to be extra time.
Everyone can be a healer.